What is up, everybody? It's Ray Builds here. Just got this amazing set just released on February 1st here of 2021, and just totally blown away with how fantastic this medieval blacksmith set is. For those of you who don't know, this is a new Legos Ideas set, number 33. Yeah. And the idea of this set is kind of be a throwback to the classic knights as seen on these torso guys, which was seen in a much older theme, but kind of like a new old retro set. I'm all about the great architectural cues here, and I'm not informed well enough to know all the little secrets, but there's just so many good building techniques in this set, and it's such a great value. It's over 2,000 pieces for 150 bucks. Minifigs are great, building techniques awesome, and the final build itself fantastic. Like, nothing but praises for this set. So firstly, you'll notice is that you get a little carriage, horse carriage here with two knights. This is a blacksmith house after all, so we have knights coming up to probably pick up some armor of some sort. I think this is a fantastic wagon. You're used to getting the small, cheapy little ones from the old knight sets, which maybe a dozen pieces, if even that. There's a lot of detail into this one. Got a little bit of a hanging lantern. I threw some other stuff in there. They have their helmets as well. And they have their shield emblem on the side of the wagon, which I thought was really cool. It's a good build, and I do like the little detail. A lot of this illegal building technique, or what I call illegal, placing a tile or plate offset on a headlight brick. But it looks good. It looks great. Looks like there's a blue stripe across the horse. Cool build. And before I get into the main set, I wanted to point out a few things in the instructions. I love it when Lego goes the extra mile and does a little bit of fan service. So here they have the creator of the set, Clemens Fiedler, goes over his whole backstory, and some cool picture of a mock there. I don't know what that windmill set's from, but now I want it. Here's a picture of his original ideas set, and you can tell how drastically it's changed after Lego has their way with it. Very cool design, and I have nothing wrong with it, but I do love this one a lot. Here are the Lego designers they have go over the set before it's built. This is cool. They have here the history of the blacksmith sets. There's only 4 official ones. The original, which is extremely bland compared to what it looks like now. Actually looks more like the 2011 one than what's here. Then they have the 2002 one, which is what this set is based off of. I think this was perfect, honestly. At the time, looked great, was functional, perfect. But I know they're kind of expensive on Bricklink. Then there's this one, the 2011 one. I personally have a bunch of these, but nothing to really eye at. Had a little blacksmith area in there, but nothing really special. And then there's this set, which has tons going on in it. There's so much going on in this set. It's like you really have to be the one that builds it to understand what's going on. 14 bags total, and they give you a teal brick separator, which I thought was cool. So without further ado, here is the blacksmith set. Comes with 5 minifigs in total. These 3 are the ones that are inside the house. We have a new dog mold. I think it's the one from Friends. And as far as I know, I've never seen that face anywhere before, so I think that's new. Dual molded legs. Very cool. And I like the torso. The torso's good. You'll probably switch it for a boy torso if you want to. And the blacksmith. I think the blacksmith has a really cool face, but you can't see it under his beard, so I'm going to pull it off for you. Here he's got his little tongue sticking out. And he got his little cheerful face too, so I thought it's cool, but you can't see it under his beard. It's a cool face. Torso's new as I can tell, and I think these legs are the same ones on the Lego Movie Barista, but it's cool that they're printed. Alright, and for the build itself, this is just so fantastic. Really the only proper way to start is from the top down, I think, so I'm just going to go ahead and rip the roof off. The set is totally modular. So firstly, this roof was totally not what I expected. A lot of these shingles, as repetitive as it looks, it wasn't that bad of a build for this part. Fingers got a little bit tired towards the end because For some reason, these Nexonite pieces, they just love to slide around. They slide off of everything. But great design. I actually like the colors they went with, where they have clearly the blue is the new shingles, then you have some older shingles that are dark blue, then some very old shingles that are black, and then he's got them missing here, missing shingles, and I believe that's moss growing off the top. But the roof is not held in by studs normally. It is resting inside, so if you tilt the roof, I'm pretty sure you can make it fall off, but here it is. It has ball joints to achieve that really steep angle I don't think you could achieve otherwise. Here is the first floor. Now it's a little dark in there, but as you can see, this is where the roof would rest in there. And this very weird design where you're offsetting the barrels in the center of the plate. It's not very easy to put these barrels into there. It's almost like the pieces don't want to go that way, but obviously everybody's done this before. You know, when you're building as a kid. I like this a lot. This is one of those little detail things that you just have to notice. It's a bear. It's a skinned bear, and he has the fur there. There's no face on it. It's all brick built, but it looks great. And you can, good use of a minifig stand too. Now his bed looks pretty good, honestly. I love the face of it here, the structure around this. Great design, and I love it when it's offset by one stud. Notice there's one stud going down the middle for his blanket. Not a fan of the colors though. I really think they should have gone with some other colors. Not crazy about the chameleon looking quilt. Now there's a chest back here. I don't know if you can see it. Inside that chest there is a backpack and a compass. Very cool, right under the window too. And there's a little fire going on up there. The chimney goes the length of the house obviously, and where he does his forging is at the bottom, which I thought was cool, but he does have a little fire going on back there. And right here, right in front of the window, he's writing like a little story, once upon a time. I love this roof. This roof is fantastic. One thing that I'd like to note when I was building it is obviously you get all the pieces. You can look at the piece list online. I was thinking, wouldn't it be fantastic if somebody went ahead and made a whole line of these sets, because you already have the parts list. So using the same parts, similar parts, maybe change a few things around like the roof color, some other things. You could make an inn, a pub, like a linen store. You could create this whole line of village sets, which I think would be fantastic. So, alright, that takes care of upstairs, which is probably one of my favorite parts. Actually, I think my favorite part's the bottom part. But here we have the first floor, second floor really. Before I show you inside, I loved what they did here. So this part of the roof is held on by hinges, but if you look carefully, they used this quarter round tile here to make it look like it's part of the structure. It's clearly there for show. You know, it's not there for structure, but they made it look like it is, and I love it when they do those little details. That's what matters the most. Also, very cool, they're using what I call the Darth Maul hilt here as part of the sign. And this is a printed piece. There's no stickers in this set. Alright, and here's the front door. I love all the doors too. The doors in this set are all built. They're not singular pieces, so realistically you open the door, you come on in. There's a lantern there too. And this is what you have inside. You have two brick-built seats, which I'm assuming are metal because he's a blacksmith after all. He's got some mutton. Got a keg of beer there right next to the seat. I know where he's sitting. Got some salad. Gotta have your balanced meal with your beer. I like the new use of the candle pieces. Very cool. Alright, and this is the coolest part. You can't see it, but there's a 1x1 white cylinder piece in there, because this is where he churns his own butter. They make their own butter. Looks like he's cooking some cabbage, whatever flowery plant that is. He's got a wood fire going on in there, which they use the 1x1 circular tiles that are printed for that. And it looks like he's got some carrot soup or something hanging off the wall right above the fire. Great use. I think this is a beautiful looking kitchen. And then he's cutting the carrot. I don't know why, but If you can tell, the 1x1 tile in there is slightly a different color orange than the carrot. I don't know why they couldn't just get a regular orange 1x1 tile, but cool enough. Also, it's got a black cleaver. I've never seen a cleaver in black before. I think that's a new piece. The stairs go upstairs. There's windows on every side of the house except the oven. Here and there. Great design. So beautiful. I just loved building this as I was doing it. It's one of those sets where you just have a great time, start to finish. Alright, that's the first floor. I do like it, but I think the basement is my favorite. So let's just start on the outside. So the basement level separates at a perfectly even level, and I love that. So even this post matches up there, but you do have to be careful because notice this, they do put it in there so you can't knock it over, but you can definitely move it around still a bunch. But it's cool. One thing I want to note earlier, like I was saying, the offset tile pieces, when you do that here, it looks so good. It makes it look like it is some sort of cornerstone. And, you know, I joke about it being an illegal technique because that's a meme at this point, but it's you can't not build illegally for the set. Notice what happens when I push here. You have to move this piece in order for it to look like that. Otherwise, it doesn't fit. And a lot of this set is like that. I'm going to come over to this tree here, so cute little froggy. Good boy. Great looking well. I believe this lime green is supposed to be like moss growing around it, so be careful if you're going to sit there. You might fall in. There's a little bucket and a little covered area so no leaves fall in your well. He's got his collection of firewood here. Oh. It's dark in there, but he does have his collection of firewood, and I love how they build it. Like he's actually removing the wood from the left side. He's removing it like a normal person would remove it, not like the bottom sides are missing. It's very realistic. There's a little area to look in there. He's got his little window. Nothing under the stairs. That would have been cool if he had something under the stairs, like a map, a treasure map or something. But this tree, I have to talk about this tree. I have some problems with it. First and foremost, there's a lot of black, and I don't know, this set seems very Disney is the only way I could describe it. It's very happy and peaceful, but this tree's got like black in it, so before you put the leaves on while you're building it, the tree looks menacing. Like it looks like something out of like a bad guy from a Disney movie or something. I think it would have been much better if they used like this reddish brown color instead of the black everywhere. That would have made it look much better. But I understand their design and wanting to make the tree stand out a little more. There's a little target there so the girl can do some archery practice. Tons of apples too. Other than that, this tree I have major issues with. It's solid right now, but I cannot tell you how many times when I was building it, it shattered in my hand because of these pieces. There's a ton of illegal building technique going on where they have the camera pieces not connected. Their studs are pointed out away from each other, so the bottoms are stuck together by sticks, and you got to put these pieces on in a way that it doesn't rotate them. Hard to explain, but if you get the set, you know exactly what I'm talking about. Not the best design, but it does look good, I will admit. And finally, these branches. My gosh. This was the most tedious part of the build. The entire time I was building it, I was just thinking about how happy I would be as soon as I was done. And yeah, not fun. Each branch splits off into 2 branches, and then those branches split off into another branch. So, and that's like four times the original branch. You can do the math. It takes forever to build. Moving on to the main showing area, probably the most eye-catching area of this build, is where he actually does the blacksmithing. He's got an anvil here with a sword, another sword in the bucket. He's got a little anvil. I think these are like little clamps or something. But he's smelting his, I don't know if smelting's the right word. He's making his sword, and then over here is a little water trough so you can take the sword out. Let me demonstrate. He goes, pulls the sword out, dips it in the water, and then bangs on it while it's on the anvil. Very realistic, and I love it when sets try to be real like that. Also, don't remember the word for this, but it's what you use to blow air onto a fire, onto coals, keep everything hot. And it's so smart what they did. They used this to plug into the light brick. There's a light brick in this set. And it actually keeps the forge going. Isn't that cool? Lots of trans red, and they put trans orange on top and some solid orange and some black to make it really look like it's a real forge, and it's hot. It's glowing red. Beautiful job. On the side here, he's growing a pumpkin, and I think that's a squash. I hope he's not growing a minifig head. That would be a little bit scary if he was. But another brick-built door. Very cool. Let's come on in. Now, inside here is where his forage area is. Close the door. You don't want to let all the cold in. Starting on this wall, he's got some extra tools, such as his broom, his shovel, and another hammer. Clean things up. A bunch of these sticks. I was trying to figure out what these sticks were. I was wondering if they were like charcoal sticks or what. Not sure. Maybe they're for building tools and whatnot. It's got a glowing orange ingot, so that's probably some really hot metal. He's got a pan there. Not sure what he's cooking. He's got a bucket in case he's got to put something out. He's got a helmet on display in case you want to buy a helmet. And then these are like charcoal ingots, which I thought was pretty cool. He's just got a box of them there. I think they're charcoal. Maybe there's something else. Got a sharpening stone, sharpen the swords. Got some armor on display in case you want to buy his armor. And he's got the knight's shield. I forget these guys' names. I think they're the Black Falcons or the Blue Falcons or something like that. Whatever they were called in the 90s. But he's got their shield in here. So I'm assuming he's friends with them and he's not being taken advantage of by the knights. But a bunch of charcoal pile in there too. Toss onto his fire. I love that the forge is usable on both sides. That is just so cool. So as far as I know, you can only get this set from the Lego store. I don't think you can get it anywhere else. If I were to rate this on a scale of 9 to 10, this is honestly a 10 out of 10 set. With my gripe about the tree and, little nitpicky stuff like the bed, this is a perfect set. I really hope they bring this line back because they were doing that poll a while ago where you could vote on which classic set you could want to bring back. And I didn't make it in time to vote. I really wish I did, but I really want to see more stuff like this, like a whole village of these types of houses. All right, other than that, guys, thank you for watching and subscribe. Ugh.